Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome back to the David Pakman Show. A lot to talk about, and also a couple of new David Pakman Show members of the week that I want to welcome today. David Smith-Wilk, as well as Andrew Stops. Thanks to both of you guys for becoming new members. Lewis, I know I mentioned back in October that we had the best David Pakman Show New Members Month in history. And as of today, we are actually on track. We're just a handful of new members in the last few days of September. And September will actually surpass August as the best month for new David Pakman Show membership. So it's all happening, Lewis.
Yeah, and we actually, let's see, 5 more days?
Something like that.
To accomplish that?
Yeah. So there's time.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic that it'll happen. And also, if you can't get a membership right now or you don't want to, you can also support the show by going on the David Pakman website, davidpakman.com, clicking on the link to Amazon. It's a black banner on the right side of the site, and do all of your Amazon.com shopping through that link. Tons of people are doing this now, and it's really a big boost to the show. It's fantastic. So bookmark the link, use it all the time. I don't know what else to say. It'll be great.
Do it.
Let's get to the Republican debate. There's been another Republican debate, and the Republican debates are getting steadily more and more absurd, I feel like. To say steadily is wrong, because steadily would imply that they're getting more absurd at the same rate. I would say exponentially more absurd, or logarithmically more absurd, because the rate at which the insanity is coming out at these debates is just accelerating and accelerating.
Right, because during the first debate, they found out what they needed to do to come out on top, right? Quote,
right.
On top, to make people happy, to make people cheer. And so those ridiculous things, they need to do even more during the next debate.
It's funny you mentioned the cheering, because when I watch these debates, a lot of times the candidate's answer will start off kind of calm, but then the more ridiculous he or she says, the more the crowd gets going, and it almost feeds back to the candidate who says, "Oh, they must really like what I'm saying. Let me kick it up even another notch and say something even more absurd."
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a circle going on. A couple of moments from the last debate that stand out to me. One was when the audience booed a gay soldier named Stephen Hill asking a question about don't ask, don't tell. Did you hear about this, Lewis?
Yeah.
This was really incredible. Let me cue up the clip here. And let's just get right to it. I mean, it's a soldier asking a question to Rick Santorum, and the reaction from the audience is appalling, but not at all surprising, let's be honest.
Stephen Hill, who is a soldier serving in Iraq.
In 2010, when I was deployed to Iraq, I had to lie about who I was because I'm a gay soldier, and I didn't want to lose my job. My question is, under one of your presidencies, do you intend to circumvent the progress that's been made for gay and lesbian soldiers in the military?
Yeah, I would say any type of sexual activity has absolutely no place in the military, and the fact that they're making a point to include it as a provision within the military that we are going to recognize a group of people and give them a special privilege and removing don't ask, don't tell, I think tries to inject social policy into the military, and the military's job is to do one thing, and that is to defend our country. We need to give the military...
All right, so the crowd starts cheering. So let's go through this piece by piece. I don't even know where to start because this is so absurd. First is the question of why is the crowd booing? What are you booing? Are you booing his service? Are you booing the fact that there was policy that wouldn't allow Stephen Hill to serve? It's a volunteer army. He's volunteering to defend the rights that the conservatives say we should be thanking our troops for. He volunteered to do that. No one forced him. But you want to boo him. Very patriotic. Glad you support the troops. Liberals don't support the troops, Lewis, because we want to bring soldiers home from pointless wars and getting them killed for no reason, for political gain, for politicians in Washington. We don't support the troops, though.
Right.
The people booing the volunteer troops for wanting to be in the military. Do you see what's going on here? A soldier who volunteered to serve and is in Iraq is being booed because he wants to be in the military, but some people don't want to let him. Yeah, go ahead, Natan.
Well, he's being booed for being gay, obviously.
Right. No, of course. He is. But what I'm saying is, if we look at what this is tantamount to,
You're right.
he's being booed for wanting to be in the military, and people don't want him to because he's gay.
Right.
Then let's go to the answer by Rick Santorum. Rick Santorum says that that sex should have no place in the military. Who's talking about sex? I didn't hear a question about sex. Don't ask, don't tell is not a policy about sex. Why is Rick Santorum obsessed?
And if it was, now it has been repealed.
Why is Rick Santorum?
I'm still trying to figure out his answer.
Well, the question is, why is Rick Santorum obsessed with sex? Why is he thinking of sex? Nobody else mentioned sex. Yeah.
I think this is illustrative of the entire conservative viewpoint on homosexuality. It's like they think that gay men are walking around trying to rape other men and in some cases boys. I think that they view them as hypersexualized people, as somehow different sexually, not just in the fact that they like men, but in the fact that they constantly are looking for sex.
Right. They can't control themselves. Whereas straight soldiers, who, by the way, seem to have plenty of problems raping women in the military too. They can control themselves, but the gay guys can't. So it would be don't ask, don't tell is a sexual policy. Also, Rick Santorum, our military should not be about a person's sexual orientation. It's a private matter. So therefore, why don't you institute a policy that says if you tell anyone your sexual orientation, you'll get booted? If we're really going to say that the military is not about sex and it's not about sexual orientation, then nobody should be able to discuss it, and then it wouldn't make a difference whether you're gay or straight. By the way, he's also against big government. So good luck. Enforce that, and of course you're against big government. But let's make sure that we're out there finding out exactly who's gay and actively rooting them out.
Right. Well, all these candidates are quote against big government, but
yeah. And the other issue is let's just be honest. The military is an organization that is slightly separate from the society it protects in some ways, but it should reflect the values of that society. And there is growing acceptance of homosexuality in society. Therefore, the military should probably reflect that if we're just going to look at this.
All right, but we're making it sound like there's no progress being made, and there is. Don't ask, don't tell was repealed, and then things are going well. But
absolutely,
we're just commenting on, of course, the ridiculousness of these debates.
Yeah, and the idea that everything's about sex. It is for Rick Santorum, I guess.